Part 2 of our Q&A.
Same clothes.
Same clothes because we're not gonna change.
You just get it on 2 different days.
Part 2. Jump right in. Okay, you read questions this time.
How long did you try to have a baby naturally before trying fertility treatments? Was it 4 years?
4
5
years. It was 4 years. Yeah, almost exactly 4 years we tried naturally.
Yeah.
Which is really long.
Feels like a long time.
But we were students and in school and poor and it just, and I think I had to, a lot of people would tell me just go to the doctor, but I think I had to make peace with it myself before I could go, and it took 4 years. So
Yeah.
4 years.
Which fertility treatments did you do before IVF?
We did IUIs.
IUIs?
I think we did 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
I don't really recall. And that's all.
And then we did 1 IVF before this last IVF.
Yeah, so we did like 5 or 6 IUIs, 1 IVF.
Did the medicine
Before
stuff before an IUI, didn't we? I don't even know.
There was 1 month in there that my doctor let me take Femara without actually doing an IUI. He was really hesitant about letting me do that, but the only reason he did let me do that is because we were moving, like out of state, we were moving. So, but other than that, he didn't let me just be on the drugs without doing an IUI. And some doctors do, my doctor didn't let me, so.
Yeah. What has the infertility process been like for you? Long.
Really long.
Tiring, annoying, frustrating. All of the bad words you could say about it.
Yeah, I mean, those first, up until from when we started realizing that we were infertile, up until that first failed IVF, those were the worst years, which, how long was that? That was 5? It was 5 years. 10?
I don't know.
It was about 5 years. Those were the worst, because after that first failed IVF, that's when we started getting into foster care. So that became a huge distraction for us when it came to infertility. So those first 5 years were really, really rough. And then when we distracted ourselves with the foster care and got into that and kind of became parents, it really kind of helped us heal a little bit from it, so.
And then after that, you just get to a point of acceptance almost.
Yeah.
And we were at that point until we weren't anymore.
Yeah, we just kind of accepted that this is our life,
Right.
and maybe we're not meant to be parents, but
Times change.
times change.
When did you realize that trying the normal way wasn't working? I don't think there was ever like a moment, was there? Just the collective years, and we finally were just like, let's just go.
I feel like maybe, but I feel like maybe like a year in, maybe a little bit longer than a year in, I realized that, because I remember sitting on our apartment floor in the pantry crying. And I don't think you do that when you are thinking it's still gonna work. So I would say probably a year and a half before I realized it wasn't working.
Yeah. Why did you have to do IVF?
So I have poor quality eggs, and so I needed to, I have good quantity, I just have really poor quality. So when I did my first, and they don't know that until you do IVF. So when I went into my first IVF, they were very confident that it was gonna work, and they treat you like the healthy patient that you are, which, you know, they didn't really know. So then when it failed, then they realized, oh, you have really poor quality. They told me at my post-IVF, whatever, appointment that I have the eggs of a 40-year-old, and I was how old at the time? 26 or something. So in the second round of IVF, they took that into account and put me on different drugs to make sure that they could build up that health in my eggs.
Yep.
So that's all that we know about.
Yeah.
And apparently whatever drugs I was on worked.
Yeah. Then they thought it could have been endometriosis. You had a surgery for that. And
Yeah, I did have endometriosis, but I only ended up with a mild case of it. So yeah, that could be part of why I have bad quality eggs, but I just have a mild case. So what do they call it? Stage 2. So
I don't know. Would you go through IVF again? If it had failed?
no, the second time.
I don't know. That's two parts to the question. If it works, yeah. If it failed, the second time, I don't know if I would have. I was just over it.
That's kind of a loaded question because it kind of just depends on what information they come out with.
Yeah.
Like, they find out a lot when they do IVF. So if they had come out with more information about what was wrong and felt confident that they could fix it in the next round, then really you just do what you can afford. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I could do it all over again and have the kind of cycle that I had for this and everything, you know, absolutely. I mean, this was a really smooth cycle.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it took us so long to do it again, is because that first cycle was so hard and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So.
Was IVF really hard on your marriage? How did you deal with it?
It wasn't.
I mean, it wasn't like impactful. I mean, I think it was always like the disappointing thing in our marriage. Like,
Not infertility, IVF.
Oh, IVF.
And I'm not sure if maybe I wrote that question down wrong. I wrote the question down as, was IVF really hard on your marriage? It might have been, was infertility really hard on your marriage? Was IVF hard on our marriage? No.
No.
No, because we
just do what we had to do.
Yeah, I mean, and he's supportive and he knows that it's a struggle and he knows that there's hormones involved, and so I can see how it would be hard on marriages because women kind of go crazy on these drugs. But was infertility hard on our marriage? I don't know. I
mean,
know
it didn't
that
make it easier.
Yeah, I know that some people really, really struggle.
Yeah.
I think it really, really brought us together.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. I don't know what it, like, I can't pinpoint something that we did that was like, that made all the difference.
Right.
But it wasn't really too bad.
Yeah.
Because we realized that if we couldn't have this baby, we at least had each other.
Yeah. And that was enough. Do you have any advice on how to get financial aid or help to cover IVF? Not really.
Not really.
I wish we had better advice.
I know.
We had a lot. I mean, we saved and saved and saved to do it the first time. Have a budget.
Yeah, we budget.
Live to your budget so that you can save.
Yeah.
That's our financial aid, is how we budget our money and spend it and use it according to our budget, and then we're able to save for these kind of things.
Yeah, and I know that there are things out there that people are able to take advantage of. There are some, like Footsteps for Fertility does all kinds of stuff, and I know that when you are in the middle of IVF, there are also programs that can help you pay for the drugs. You have to qualify for these things, but when it comes to what we were able to take advantage of, other than winning the IVF grant from Ellie and Jared, which was huge.
And which, I mean, we didn't make like a great video, or we didn't have high production value. We're not funny. We're not, you know what I mean? We're just regular people.
Story.
And you just
it
lay it out how it is. But I think you always just have to be constantly looking for opportunities, right? You can't, if you want financial aid, you have to go look for it. You can't expect it just to come to you.
Yeah. And family. Sometimes family will jump in. Sometimes it can be a group effort. Sometimes people are willing to back you, and I'm not necessarily saying go start a GoFundMe account, but sometimes people will help you. You just have to have an open dialogue about it. So.
Yep. Was there a point during your infertility where you felt like you were never going to get pregnant?
Yes.
Yep. A lot of points.
I think most of the time.
Yeah. We never really thought we would.
Yeah, especially after the foster kids left.
Right.
2016, the beginning of so the last time we had a foster kid in our house, he left in February of 2016. I think starting then up until this point that we're at now, or at least until we won that grant last year, I think we were totally, it was not. Like, if it happens, but we were not counting on it.
Yep.
We had definitely made peace with the fact that we would not be having kids.
Yep.
Naturally.
So that ends all of our IVF related questions.
Yep.
So much fun. So insightful.
Okay, now here's a few questions you guys want to know about us.
Oh man, the fun ones. How did you meet? You probably are a better storyteller than I am.
I'm not gonna tell a story.
There's not a story? You're not gonna tell it? We knew each other in high school. We were acquaintances, I guess you could say it the best. We ran in different groups because high school was full of groups. So we ran in different ones, but we knew each other and were familiar with each other.
Yep.
Well enough. And then years later, we started dating.
Yeah, we just reconnected a few years later, and we really basically reconnected through my sister. He was friends with my sister in high school, so
there you go.
that's kind of how it all ended up coming to be.
Yep.
We just started chatting again, and thank goodness, because I would have not married him if I had dated him in high school.
I don't know why. I was very
You know,
friendly.
it really does take, you are a different person in high school than you are when you're an adult, and it really does take a few years before you can shake off that high school weirdness.
Yeah.
He was great in high school. He really was great in high school.
Different group.
We just needed to mature a little bit, both of us.
What is your guys' go-to date night?
This is just funny.
Every night's date night.
Every night's date night
When
for
it's
us.
just two of you, every night's date night.
I mean, we really don't.
I mean, if we go out and do something, it's usually like a movie and dinner.
Yeah.
Or we go to a play or a musical.
We love musicals and plays.
Yeah.
But those are fancy date nights. I mean, we don't just go to musicals and plays all that often. We'll go for like our anniversary or Valentine's Day, or we are big believers in like the full-on Valentine's Day dates or the full-on anniversary dates. Like, we get dressed up, we go out. But when it comes to like our weekly date nights, we shop. We love to wander Costco. It's like our favorite place in the world.
Yeah.
We always go out to eat on Friday nights and Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Or we'll just stay in and watch movies. Like, we don't, it's just kind of funny because every night really is date night. So we're gonna have an adjustment when we have a baby and we actually have to like commit to a date night.
Date night, yeah.
But
we'll figure that out. Do you know your love languages?
yes, we do. It's been a really long time since we took the quiz though.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even know.
Mike's is physical touch.
There you go.
I don't know a man that isn't physical touch, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know a lot of men. That was bad. That sounded weird. But most men I think are physical touch. I am words of affirmation.
And quality time.
And quality time.
Definitely.
I think I'm more words of affirmation.
You think so?
I like being told I'm loved, and I like being told I'm pretty, and I just need that. But I also love to just have quality time.
All the time.
And apparently you give love how you want to be loved. So I tell him I love him so much during the day. I think it just goes over your head.
I don't know.
I touch him too, Bill.
We like each other.
We do like each other a lot.
What was it like being foster parents? This.
It was really hard on me.
Yeah.
Mike is a stellar person and is gonna be such a good dad. And
He's even. Mike is even.
he is. He's even killed. It was really hard on me, but it's funny because I have like videos of the kids and stuff. And just the other day my Google Photos reminded me that, oh, 3 years ago today. So I was watching this video and I showed Mike and I said, isn't it funny that I watched this video and look how happy I was with him and how much I felt like I loved him. When I watched that video, you would think I was just having the best time ever, but I don't remember it being that way because it's just like this.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I think it's very, very good for people to do.
Yeah. I mean, you just go in with certain expectations and then the realities of it all hit you and your expectations aren't always met. And that's what I think is the most challenging part is so have low expectations for what's gonna come out of it and how you'll be in it. And I think it turns out better.
Yeah.
But I think naturally everybody just goes in with high expectations of, I'm gonna love this kid or these Pete kids and it's gonna be the best experience of my life. And then the next thing you know, you're dealing with their grandparents and all of a sudden your life is just flipped upside down. And
yeah.
So.
And I think I learned a lot about myself doing it, which I learned things about myself that I never wanted to know. So I think that was really hard for me. I learned how I react in certain situations and it was hard. It was hard for me to adjust to this new person. So I think that was part. I was learning about myself. I was trying to take care of this kid who had needs and it was hard. It was good. We learned a lot.
Right. Don't regret doing it at all.
No, but it was really hard.
Yeah. Do you think your relationship will change when the baby comes?
Yes. And it breaks my heart.
It won't change. Yeah, I mean, it has to change a little bit, let's be honest, but.
Here's the thing. We have a really, really good relationship. Like, better than most people we know. We're that awesome.
Not to brag.
Yes, I think it will change a lot.
Quality time.
It makes me really sad, but hopefully it changes in a good way. Like, it makes me sad to lose kind of the current relationship we have, but I just hope that when it does change, it just changes into something, yes, different, but still as beautiful, you know?
Right. Do you plan on having another baby? If so, is it in the near future?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have 8 embryos frozen, and we are going to probably not use all of them, but we want to use them.
Yep.
And I'm 32, so I don't have a ton of time to waste.
Yeah.
So we're going to
have them as fast as we can afford them.
As fast as we can afford them and as fast as we can handle.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to say on this day or when my baby is this old, that's when we'll go and do another transfer. But, because you don't know until you're there. But we do plan to have them as quickly as we can handle and as quickly as we can afford to. And I may end up being one of those moms that loses her entire 30s. All my 30s, I'm just gonna be like a big blur because I might end up with like a million kids that are little. But I
gotta have them before we're old.
And it will make me so happy. And they will be close. And when they're older, I love that. Because they'll be friends.
And they'll be gone at the same time. Is adoption something you would consider?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not anti-adoption. We just wanted to have children naturally if we could, and we can. It just took a little bit of effort. So if we were not able to do this, we would adopt, but we're gonna do it like this.
Until something changes.
Yeah. And if someone walked up to me right now and said, I want you to adopt my baby, I probably would. So.
There you go.
Even though I am 7 months pregnant.
What is your most disliked food that everyone else seems to love?
Oh, Mike, your list.
Mine are easy. What are yours?
I don't hate a lot of foods. I don't love carrots. A lot of people like carrots. I don't like them. Like at all. Like they kind of make me gag. Or cantaloupe. I hate cantaloupe.
Yeah, cantaloupe's not good. Papaya's gross.
But when it comes to like, I mean, fruits and veggies though, I feel like that's kind of a, but like not fruits and veggies. We don't like fish.
I mean, I'll eat fish occasionally.
And I like tuna fish sandwiches, but I'm not gonna like eat a piece of salmon.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No.
And I feel like that's kind of a big one. A lot of people like fish.
Right.
But Mike's
I don't like beans, any kind, no kind of beans. Don't put it in a soup. Don't put it in a burrito. Don't put it on anything because it tastes like dirt. So you might as well go outside and just lick the dirt if you're gonna eat beans. The same can be said for potatoes, except for I'm a little bit more flexible with potatoes in the sense that I will eat a potato chip or a French fries, some French fries, not all French fries.
Sometimes French fries are potato-y.
They're too thick. They're not steak fries. A lot of the time aren't good, and those taste like dirt too. So those are my two things. Everything else I'll pretty much eat, but
he's kind of a stickler on his veggies. He doesn't love veggies, but he will eat some veggies. He'll eat asparagus and broccoli.
Those are green.
And sometimes he'll eat lettuce and spinach, but
what else do you need?
he definitely isn't a rainbow eater. He eats an apple every day though, and an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Let's hope so.
I don't like apples. Well, I mean, I like apples, but I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's all the questions that we have.
we hit all the questions.
In 2 videos and like 40 minutes. How long has it been? Feels like it's been a long time.
40 minutes.
What other questions do they have?
I don't think any.
No more questions? Movies, Indiana Jones, Rad, Willow, Three Amigos. Those are the best movies that you can watch.
Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Those are good movie series that we watch with regularity. Couples Retreat.
Oh my gosh.
Also hilarious. What other facts? I work, Abby doesn't work.
Oh, that was a question on here.
I skipped it.
Why did you skip it?
I don't know.
Did you work prior to doing foster care and IVF? I did. I have my degree in accounting and I worked. I worked him through law school. And I worked all the way up until I got that very first phone call that we were getting foster kids and I came home. And then they put me on FMLA. First like 6 months you can do FMLA while you're for foster care. And so I was on FMLA for 6 months, but I hit my max. So I either had to go back to work full time or quit, so I quit. And then we did another foster care and then I went back to work after they left and now I'm home.
Bada bing.
Bada bing.
And then I just work. Heyo.
That's all.
That is it.
We want to thank you guys for watching our videos. I read every single comment, even the mean ones. And yes, there are mean ones. And if you leave me a mean comment, I'll just report you. So don't do it. It's true. I don't.
Don't do it because you're annoying.
Well, and there's no reason to be mean.
Yeah.
But I do read every single comment and I'm grateful for them. You guys have been supportive and sweet. And okay, that's all.
Thus concludes question and answers.
Thank you for watching. We hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday season and getting their Christmas shopping done. And we are not done and we are not ready.
I need to figure it out.
We'll get there.
You're too hard.
Eventually. I am not hard.
That's what she said.
Thanks for watching. Bye.